I will be a millionaire for a fact. Going through this path, taking risks, and doing something bigger than yourself, I think shouldn't expect anything from anyone. Belief, support, any help. When you don't expect anything from others, you just free yourself. When you expect that support, when you expect that belief, you get that frustration and resistance. And I think that's an extremely important key to understand, because normal human beings don't take risks. They follow this path of always securing the future, always making the least risky decisions, the least risky path. And I'm literally doing opposite. So why I should expect the belief and support from them? That's like a bad path to choose. That's a wrong path to go in life. Like taking risks, what if you lose, what if it won't work? Most of the people will think that you will fail and it won't work out for you. Of course, it really depends on the person who you are, how you present yourself, because me personally, I have never really encountered some type of hate or discouragement. And when you come up to that conversation, when they ask you what are you doing, and when you have this intention and expectation that they need to believe in you and understand clearly what are you doing, what are your intentions, it's a very wrong way of thinking, in my opinion. When you go with that expectation, you just put him off and say, no, that's a bad person, he doesn't believe in me. If he doesn't believe in you, maybe some of the people will understand, but you can't expect anything from others. And from the moment when I didn't put any expectations on others, I just free myself. I just feel free. I don't feel like dependent on others' opinion. I'm doing my own thing. So why I should care about their opinion? Let's have a good conversation. Maybe I will try to explain what are my intentions, what type of path I'm choosing. In the first place, you don't need to just convince people what are you doing, because that's unnecessary. Most of the people won't care as much as you think they care. So you don't need to over explain what are you doing. You don't need to tell anything about your life. It's your own choice. You want to tell something, you want to explain, of course, why not? But I will never expect anyone to believe in me. Of course, I would expect my friends, my partner to, show some support and belief. And that's totally normal. But with other people, I don't put any expectations, and there is no point in doing that. Look, I honestly noticed that when you come up to that conversation relaxed, calm, and explaining honestly, if you want to explain, because most of the time I don't explain that much, very little, and I'm not going into the details. That's unnecessary. They don't care. I think it's also really important how you present yourself, because two people doing the same thing, choosing the same risky path, they can present themselves in a very different way. The one person comes with that expectation into that conversation that people need to believe in them, and the other person comes relaxed, calm, and just honestly talks about how are they doing, what are they up to in the past few months. You don't need to go into details. The one with that narrative, people need to believe in me, he will feel that tension, he will feel that frustration. So I'm not going into details, never. But if I explain, I try to be as calm as possible. Maybe some of the people will start even supporting you. That's also a thing that happened to me many times, unexpectedly. Expectations literally gives a frustration in any life of situation. Yeah, so another little morning talk with you, and see you later. Have a productive week.